All right, I think we're live. Let's just make sure. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my goodness. Now I got 3 pages on there. Huh. All right, yesterday we had so much fun with our spackling. We made this cute, adorable um, spackling sunflowers. And now we're just going to sand it off. And I want to use my old sanders. Let me just here. Oh, I'm going to use my brand new one. As you know, I think I actually just threw it off because it was so bad. No, it's right here. All right. This is my spackling one. It has all my spackles. Now I'm just going to lightly go over and take off any high ridges. Don't really worry about your painting or anything like that. You're just going to take your um, just lightly go over and pick off those ridges, just like so. And if you have something that's a little extra, just use your fingernail to guide it. Just makes it really, really pretty when you can have fairly a smooth picture. And it does take off some of the, I go until it's smooth, okay? But it might take off some of your paint that you're going to repair. So don't worry about that because that's the stuff you're going to repair. String. And I'm just taking off the high lifts. That's all. I'm not pressing. I'm just taking off the high lifts or anything that looks right down not good. Now it's feeling pretty good. Nice and smooth. All right, set that aside. I'm going to move my little paste over here. I'm going to move everything and shake this off into my garbage. Fast way of cleaning. Okay, so now we got this all nice and sanded. I'm pretty sure I have one spot here that just doesn't look good. Come on in and say hello if you're here. This is the one that we were doing yesterday. Now, if you're on my YouTube page, please make sure you subscribe to my page. I would absolutely appreciate that with all my heart. And if you're on my Facebook page, please like and follow as well. That way we can keep growing all together and keep meeting new people and create together. Here's some ideas. I'm just putting this on because I am going to use a little bit of paste and I have a tendency to wipe my hands on my pants. So I put on my snowman. My snowman likes me. Not really. Yes, he does. Okay. So we sanded this off. It's looking rather nice. Now we are going to peel off this back Remember yesterday I told you that we weren't going to peel the back off until we were ready to paint it. Now I'm thinking of what color do I want to paint it. I do want sparkles on it. And I think I have just enough left in here. And then we're going to use a very light blue background with a little bit of sparkle um, white. Mix those two together so we have a real pretty color. So I am just going to figure out how to get this one off. It's chatting tonight. How come? Why is not? This film sometimes is super hard to get off. Just saying. Sure, it's not on here. It was a brand new one. I don't believe it's peeled off. It doesn't feel like it's peeled off, so interesting. If I did seal it on, that would be awful. That's what I did. But see, real accidents happen to real people. Like this. I did. I sealed it on, guys. Well, let's just go with it. We're gonna color it anyway, so we can lay this down. This is all pretty smooth. Feeling a few ridges. We'll clean this side off in just a little bit. Not gonna really worry about it. I have one here that's really high. There, that feels much better. Okay, we're gonna do the back. We're just gonna paint over it, and if it comes off, I'll have to redo it. That's all. So let's wipe it off. All I'm going to do, I'm not going to add anything but the paint itself. And, we're going to sparkle it the back up. That's more than enough, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to tip this upside down so it won't be so hard to get to. All right, now let's spread that around. I've shown you this lots and lots of times. I'm just going to paint that sparkle around. Like so. It's going to give a fun look once we get the back painted light blue. You will see the sparkle on first and then the light blue behind it. And I'm going to make that like really light blue with the chalk style paint. and take out my heavy streaks. So I'm just going back and forth. Chit-chatting. Don't be scared to say hello, guys. That's what makes us grow. That's what I like to see is lots of chats. And on the other side, I knew it. Bring that back over on this side. Now you could also leave it just like this. Messed up again. I'm a real crafter, friends. I do make mistakes. I promise you. I'm not one of those people that can do this craft without making a mistake. I'm just not that kind of a person. I make mistakes. I call myself a real crafter because of it. Now this is given a nice soft touch as you're seeing on this side. I might have to add some more. I want that glitter to show through. Might hear some fireworks. They seem to be going off a lot lately. I'm just putting on the glitter. We had a fast sale tonight and yesterday. We'll have another one tomorrow of more items that are sitting around my home that we've created. And when I do an online sale, friends, that means you get to get it at my wholesale price. I don't make much money off that. Once it goes on the website, it goes to full price. And there are no sales after that. Brushing out my streaks the best I can, doing the full length of the board. Because you don't want the streaks on. We're going to dry it here in just a minute. It will dry pretty fast because we did a very light coat. But we want the sparkle to show through before we add on the blues and the other colors that we want. Mark there. As you see, I'm going just back and forth this same direction. I'm not going left and right. I'm going up and down. Not that that matters, but it really does. We're done with that. So it will look like this right now. It's cloudy. You can see it. I'm going to dry that. Now this is the back side. We're doing the back side. A big streak right here. This is gonna make it look clear and make it look um, sparkly. Now it's not going to be a heavy sparkle, it's just a light sparkle. So here is your light sparkle. I hope you can see it there. It's pretty light, but once we put on the background colors, it should be, it's not going to be as frosty as this. So this would be just fine. We didn't go that frosty. We did a light coat. All right. So I'm going to just set this over here on the side and let that cool and dry. While we mix up our little bit of um, sparkle white, we're going to add a little bit of light blue. We're not going to use the dark blue. We're going to use light blue. It's about the color of this table. And we're going to stir that up. I can't even see. I'm going to mix this in. And we're going to, might have to add a little bit more blue because this turned out to be a white blue. And we want, it's very baby blue. We want it just a touch darker. Still not quite the blue I want. I'm going to just drop in a stickful. What I call a stickful is just a dot. That off a little bit. I have to do 2 drops. Maybe 1 will be fine. No, it's going to need 2. End of your brush color, guys. So I don't want a dark, dark blue, and I don't want a light aqua blue. I want just a baby blue. Should go 1 more. I left a little blue in there. Adding it slowly into my paint, not a lot at a time, just I call the end of the brush fill. That's better. Right here. Drop that into my paint. And then we'll dry that afterwards. This was a chalk paint, guys. That's how I mix paints. So I used a little aqua and 3 end sticks of chalk paint. This is our acrylic paint. And then the other part was chalk paint as well. Okay, so this is nice and cool and it's dry. It's just sparkly, if you can see the side. sparkly it is. Don't be scared to say hello now. Hopefully this will use up my whole thing. Okay, I should add just a touch of sparkle in this as well. Just in case I have spots I missed, it will take care of that. So we'll mix in that sparkle. And it will shine once it's dry. And then, of course, now you're going to paint your back. Now, the reason I'm doing the back before I do the front is it's very pretty. Just a light blue. It might need 2 coats. And I'm doing it slowly so I don't get too many streaks. Glob there I'm trying to pull off. And I want it kind of transparent, so so it's so fun to do these. And I'm going right over my sparkle. So the other side will have the sparkle first and then the blue behind it. Hopefully you can see that. Real nice and light sparkle. Very nice on this side. Hope you can all see how nice it's turning out. The nice light blue. The daisies are still showing up nice. It's over here so I have more room. And I overlap my painting edge just a bit. This is an angled brush I'm using. Fairly new brush too. That glass. Ooh. Okay, now I have to lay it down on the edge so I can do the bottom part. My hand is better. Just straighten out anything that doesn't look like it got painted or missed on this back. It's already drying, so we are going to dry it first, and then if we have to do a second coat, I have it here to do so. No one's chatting tonight? Why not? I don't bite. I don't bite. Now I'm just drying the back. Spacklings usually take anywhere from um, 1 to 2 days to have your project complete. You have to allow time for it to dry, and then you have to allow time for, like I do. I like to do the back of my items. And then we'll do the front of it after I show you. Make sure it's dry. So do wet areas. So this is how the back looks. I hand over. Now some people like it a darker blue. You could do that. Let me set this over here. Okay. So I'm hoping you can see the sparkle on here. Pretty light. Now if I did a dark blue on the back, it would take off the translucence. And it's still wet in some areas. It still has its wet. You could go a darker color, or you could even add yellow back here now. And the yellow would shine through as like a highlight, which I will do. I'm thinking of doing that because we haven't done that. You guys haven't seen that. And then we'll fix the front and it will be all done. So let's put a yellow coat on the back, for just a little bit of the yellow will shine through as well. Now we're just going to use basic yellow, nothing over. Just mix up my yellow because it's been sitting there. And this one has, let me get a dish. More than I need. Typical. That's all right. Not going to pour it back in. Okay. So what the yellow is going to do is shine through where any of the light spots of the blue are and give it that little extra hue. Okay. That's kind of what we're going for. I use a different brush. This is pretty hard. Goodness. Let's see. Looking for my favorites, guys. That's what I do. I have my favorite brushes. And I used them all this week, so this one has a little bit of blue in it. We're not going to so much worry about that blue because we're going over blue anyway, and it's about the same color. It'll work. And it's just a fan brush. Now we're just going to paint the whole thing, and it's just going to shine that little extra shine through. Again, try not to make as many streaks, and I'm doing just a light coat, but you can kind of see how the yellow is going to show through. It's going to be light, guys, not going to be bright, bright yellow there. Just one way to bring in some little streaks of yellow through without messing up the picture. Sun rays. Let's call it sun rays. We get sun rays through. And I didn't want the sun rays to be any more than just a quick paint over. All it is. So yellow high rise rays is going through. Those sun rays. All we're going to call that. And it's not going to be bright on the other side. It's going to be just light. Trying to get that corner. Just taking out my big heavy streaks that I might have here, just because it's just an OCD thing. Just like so. Now, set this over side because we'll use that yellow for something else. Comes out in a blob. But you can kind of see the little yellow shining through where there is none. Not a heavy dew of paint. Now we're going to dry this before we flip it. Edges, that's what I'm having issues with. It's really pretty. Wipe off this. And quickly dry it up. It should dry real fast because we did a very light coat. Hello, Darlene. Hi, everybody. So glad we can all make it every night, or mostly every night. So first we did a sparkle, then we did the very baby blue background, and we did that very thin so the yellow could show through. So it's 3 coats of paint on the back. And it just gives you a little bit of yellow um, significance coming through the blue. Don't get this too close because it might crackle on you. Then you get a whole different look. A little bit more. How is Darlene? What are you up to? A little tacky yet on the corners here, so let me just tap that out. I do forget my corners. A little bit more over in that one corner. If it's dry to touch, like this, you're good to go. You can be able to flip it over without worrying about it. Let me just show you. You have a nice, hopefully it shines through, of some yellow through the blue. That's what we're looking at. Some yellow through the blue. I don't know if you can see it there. I can see it on my side, but not everyone can see it. It's just there. All right. So now let's flip it over and let's fix up our spackling. Now we already sanded it. We had time for it to clear off and all that stuff. So we're going to take a clear water makeup remover, and we're going to go around the edges and anything around our flowers, so we have just the hue of the blue. I'll do it up so you guys can see. This is just makeup remover, friends. This is what I use to take off anything that maybe I don't want to see on my little window. This is spackling, not chocolate torte. This is spackling. See, I already got just a little bit off already. Flip my napkin over. I use napkins, friends. I get tired of chasing paper towel rolls. Sure thing. I'm just going around, and it's kind of like dusting off my pictures, and I use this also for dusting, guys. When I have a picture on the wall for a while that has glass on it, I will use makeup remover. That's what it is. It's Bath and Beauty. Um, get it at the dollar store. This is what it is. And it's really nice and easy to clean off my little windows that I make. I make a lot of windows, and it works nicely, I think. And any paint that you don't want, it will take the paint off if it's fresh. That's looking really nice. Yellow is shining through, so I can't, that's what we want. We want just a glimpse of the yellow. We don't want it to be a bright yellow. That would take away from our flowers. All right. So now you're going to use your other little brushes. We're going to do detailing now. Toss this over here, and I'm going to grab a few more napkins. And I'm going to move this yellow because I'm scared I'm going to hit it, and then I'll have yellow paint all over. And that's just water. All right, yesterday we took and we had our spackling here. The top layer dries out just a bit, but it's still enough that we can stir it up and we should be good. It's just basically the yellow we're going to be using and a little bit of the light green, which is just enamel green. Oh, we used the lighter one, didn't we? We mixed it with that white that I just mixed. Oh no! So I'm just going to go in. You can use chalk paint as well. You could use that. Let's use chalk paint. This has got a little drier than I wanted. I could mix it though. Add a little water. Get my spatula. I had my spatula. Just a second. We had that craft sale here, and now everything is right here on top of me. I can't find my spatula. Sit up there and behave. End of a stick full wood. Stir this up and get it soft. Being that it's very light in areas that we need to fix, a Q-tip might work just as well. And we're just going to paint right over our little spackle areas that we want respackled. Gotta be patient. It's very pretty, thank you. I needed there. I'm just spackling over my little areas that I didn't want. You know, spackling has a tendency to do its own thing. Get it on the tip. And I dab it on. So it's covered. And if you use a Q-tip and it gets too soft on you, flip it over and use the other end. You're basically just covering up like it was a hole in the wall, guys. That's a nice way to put it, right? So you're seeing this in live action, just covering up my little extra tips that I didn't want in the greens. And if you sand it too much, friends, you'll sand it right off. So going back and just dabbing where you want it covers up your little spackles. Grab one for the green. See, started down here. And it's that easy, guys. Not not that hard. Just have to have patience with spackling. Nice that looks. Now this yellow is a little bulky here, so I'm going to try to flatten it down. That looks. I wish I could get you closer to me, but I cannot. Let's take this one. Now this one here should be a partial. Partial petal. Different one. And just dab it in. Dunk it and dab it. I like it when it dabs up to the top though. I like it. Dab it until the color that you want is there and the other color is gone. See a little bit of the green there, so I'm going to dab a little bit more there. Now you could use paint, however, the paint might not be the same color as your spackle once it mixes with the spackling. That's why I use the spackle. I know my spackle's the same color. The Q-tip's nice because it makes it kind of easy to spread. And we sanded this already, so it's nice and smooth, so it's not a problem that way. And if you have any little spots that maybe didn't get filled in, or maybe you sanded a little too close, you can go back and fill in those spots. But remember, the flower did have little lines and stuff through it. So, if you do something like this, you want to make sure that um, you don't cover up what was real. And it dries pretty fast because you're doing just a light coat. It's not like going to need 40 hours of cleaning. Get ready to have family over tomorrow. Nice. I get to see my grandson for the first time tomorrow. I'm so excited. I really am. Because of the smoke and everything that we had, I haven't met my grandson yet. So he doesn't even know who grandma is. But he has his nanny there, Nana, um, which is his other grandma. She likes to be called Nana or Nanny. I'm called Grandma. I don't know if that was chosen that way or if it just happened that way. I know they asked me if I wanted to be Nanny or Grandma. And I said, no, I'm Grandma, period. So, packing on my stuff. Fixing up those little things is looking better. Not so many bloopers and practical jokes, as I call them. one here did the same thing. The green went too low. I'm basically just painting it on with the spackling. That one melted on me. Sometimes you have to spin your Q-tip to get the paint to the spackle to roll off. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just turning my pen, my Q-tip down just a bit so I can get the petal to cover. It's stubborn. You think you got it, and then you'll touch it again, and then it'll turn green again, or whatever color it was, right? I want to also show you another way you can do this as well. That's fun. For a little dish. We'll use this. You can take your spackling, like so. Dump it in there. Some of you like to do it this way. I'm not a fan of it, but I will show you it because you might like it. Add water into your thing. Take your little brush or Q-tip and mix it into that spackle. Now, as you saw, I didn't use a lot of spackle and I didn't use a lot of water. I'm making up what we call a paste. Now, none of this can go down your drain. None of it. So as you can see, I got like a milky consistency, right? It's very watery. You can kind of see it there. I'm going to clean out my brush a little bit so I can mix that all in. Basically, I'm making a cement liquid paint from the spackle. Spackle, a little bit of, I used distilled water, friends, so. All right, so I got that mixed. I can take my brush, cut that piece off. My scissors. Had a long hair, and you can go and you can brush that on, but you will hit spots, so you'll have to go back and touch up your spots. You can do it that way. As well, some people like this. I don't. You just dip it back in just like you were painting on something. I just want to show you how this works. But then you'll need your Q-tip. You'll go through a lot more, and you have to clean off your screen. or your effect, right? You have to be careful because it also separates a little bit. So I have to just wipe it off. This leaf here should be a petal and not a leaf. You end up doing it twice. And that's what I don't like about using that. And then you might have a tendency to hit the others that should be green. That should be a petal. And to me, it doesn't, you have to redo all your lines again. I pushed down too hard on that line. I'm going to see if I can fix this one petal here. Even though we painted on it, now it's going to be too slippery to probably fix or it's neat. The other end. That's why spackling is usually pretty expensive because you have to do all this little tidy work. I love spackling, but it is work. I can use a little brush for this one spot. I am so hungry, guys. We had a big lunch today. Didn't think I'd be hungry yet. Wrong one. Doesn't want to cover up yet. Okay. Then you can take your dry Q-tips now and you can go in and take off those little extra, um, your little tidy uppers. Here's that little wire I used yesterday. That's the blue one. This one. And remake your lines that you had from yesterday. That big one was a little better. These are ends of flowers, guys. To save my sticks. We had lines between the flowers, so you want to keep those lines because that's what made the picture. but it's super adorable. Now this leaf needs to be green, so we have to switch colors. Let me find a stick and let me stir this one up just at the bottom. We don't need a lot of dark green. I need more light green than dark green, but I have one spot here. It should be yellow. Now I have to make up the light green. What do I have? A little bit. We're going to take a little bit of the dark green. Take out a hunk. Making messes already. Done with the yellow for the moment. We'll just set that in the yellow. Making messes, guys. And we need a little spackle. Maybe we can just add a drop of white paint. Hopefully we can remake that same color. See, this is what happens when you not going to be the same. Dunk it in the green a little bit and see if we can get that green to be a lighter green. There's my green. I'm just going to add a drop. Good luck. Okay, that was more than a drop. So now I'm trying to create the color that we have on here. Close. Add a little extra dot. Hi, Patricia. How are you tonight? Like I say, remixing your paint to become back to the other color can be difficult. It will come two-tone. So that's close, but not really. It's going to be kind of two-toned. Really hard to remix paint. It really is. And I don't like this color, so we're going to switch to a different color. Let's wipe that off before it stays. Grab another cup. I don't think it was that color either, but with a little white spackling. Mix that first. only two little spots. That's pretty close. Let's see if I can just use this paint. Better. It's closer. Lighten up the leaves a little bit. Ah. Guys, you see what I just did? The green don't taste good. Dang it. Gosh. Terrible, guys. There we go. That's worldwide. That's even worse. I'm just lightening up all my green leaves here because, again, um, because I didn't save any of my light green floral. Naughty green can sit there, and now I got just a touch of a yellow here to fix. Maybe right in the center. How did that get there? Don't ask me. I'm doing good, my dear friend. Excited for tomorrow. Totally, totally excited. I'm going to meet my grandson for the first time. Very excited. I'm just cleaning up anything that is, I'm using just dry um, Q-tip, and I'm going between my little stems that it had. Down there maybe it would work. One area just didn't want to stay yellow. I had to sand this one spot off. Yeah, I don't know if I can get it a whole lot better. Let's try this first. Just a small spot. And a little bit of spackling. Excuse me. Don't get there. This is my last spot. I have two problem areas and I have them the same as yesterday as well. So let's take a look at this. Show you what kind of mess I made. If you didn't catch the fast sale on Facebook, guys, you can go back. You got till Tuesday to make any purchases, and then they're going on the website. But here is what our picture looks like. Now it's still a little damp, but I think it's adorable. Um, the back again has the sparkle, it has the blue, and it has a yellow back. And the yellow shines through the spackling. I'm trying not to put my elbow in it. And the window itself is the flowers are spackled, but the background has sparkle. If that makes any sense. Super cute. I hope you like it. Thank you. It is a 2-day job, guys, so spackling does cost a little bit more than the, well, about the same as chalk couture. It just takes time to dry. Um, Now this will be ready to go. Now this one here has just a little bit of green showing on these petals. I can't get it out, so be careful. I don't want to mess up all the other ones. But it's nice for a spackling picture. Very pretty. Set it in a window. You can set it in the kitchen corner, in the corner of your bookshelf. It can go this way, which is very nice. You can have it go up and down, or you can have it go this way. Personally, I like it this way. But that's my own opinion. Well, friends, I hope you loved it. I hope you love it. I hope you like my page. And like I said, please subscribe and to YouTube, and also follow me on Facebook so we can continue to keep growing and meet new people and new ideas and make some more fun crafts. Super cute. Now, if you do decide to make one of these, please make sure you don't put your spackling down your drain. You will clog your drain so well that your plumber or your brother, which is my everything, he's my everything right now. He does so much for me. Um, uh, he'll get yelled at. I promise. So I have a spot by a tree that was pulled out, and they left all the roots there. And every time I water it with a little spackling, somehow or another the tree begins to grow. We all think it's pretty funny. I'm going to try to push that down to make it look like a petal. Stop that. Touch something and everything else falls down. But anyway, you don't want any spackling whatsoever to go down the drain. Now the spackling I get on my hands, I dip it in a water bucket with soap and water, and I use a little wool pad to scrape it all off my fingers and everything. Um, and then I go water my little tree out there. It's the craziest thing. All my little cups like these get thrown away. I don't I am not keeping my spackling this time. Um, Usually I buy a huge container and I mix up the paints and the coloring so it's just ready to use. And mine was old over there. I have some that's quite old and I didn't want to use that. And I don't want to mix up anything at this time of the year because the humidity at this time of the year messes up my spackling and it mildews down here. So all these colors, unfortunately, will go in my garbage. It's okay. Now this was just a paint mix, so that I will keep. This I can reuse. It has white and blue mixed in. I mixed it up really well. This will go again in my water here that I have. This will go in my garbage. I don't even mix paint in those. I don't save my Q-tips, no reason. But seriously, if you don't want to pay a plumber or your brother, don't put it down your drain whatsoever. Um, make sure you get your scissors clean. You will have a really serious problem. I am being very honest with you. And yes, I have done it because I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to go outside. Um, and then my brother, I did a lot of spackling last year, and we're still having issues with the sink that I spackled. That was before I didn't think a little bit would be so bad. Ah, wrong. Um, so just keep that in total mind. Now I'm going to let this dry completely. And once it's dried tomorrow, I will come back and just sand it off one more time and it will be completely done. But I think it's very pretty. I think it's fun and sparkly. And like I said, it will definitely sparkle through and the yellow is showing through just nicely. So again, it's just light highlights around it. Just sunrise, sun rays. Super cool. The sun comes through. It'd be beautiful. Yes, the yellow it's there. It's just I didn't make it very bright. Um, if you look over in this corner, try to get closer to you, you can kind of see the yellow shining through. That is the yellow at the bottom. Let me just slide it over just a little bit so you can see the yellow. I didn't want a whole lot of yellow going through. Um, I'm watching on my other camera so I can see if I'm glaring on you or whatever, but it's just a tin of yellow showing through. And it's super cool. And then, of course, when I'm all done and we got it all dry and everything is satisfactory to me, I will spray this side and I'll wax this side. But it's not ready yet. It has one more day. It's a three day deal. So I need my two little holders. And I put them on the tips of my corners, just like so. This is how it sits, so the bottom underneath can dry and the top can dry naturally the rest of the 12 hours, 24 hours, whenever I get back to it. And we will, that little blue here, I can see that. This side. And tomorrow I'll do the final rub down of where we just put on some paste and everything. So this is how it sits for the next few hours. Just like that. And it dries. I hope you had fun with this, guys. This has been super fun. The sun comes through. Now, guys, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if this will work yet because of it still being wet. Try not to have it. There we go. Can you see the yellow rays through that little bit? Sitting in the window would make it look super cool. That's without. That's with like a sunlight going through. It's pretty cool. It's not that dark. Super cool. This one spot I might have to touch up with a little green. No problem. All right, guys. You all have a great night. And if you decide to go back and you would like to purchase one of the crafts that we've done in the last 6 months or maybe even longer on some of them, feel free to PM me the number and I will send you an invoice and I'll be glad to send this out or whatever you wanted to send out. Remember, they're at wholesale prices right now. Once they go on the website, you don't get the discount any longer and the video comes off. So let me know and I'll see you all later. Thank you so much, guys. It is very pretty. I agree. You all have a good night now. Bye now.